Honestly, whenever I figured out that we got one of these cars traded in, I had to talk myself down because I wanted it so bad. My inner dad is going crazy right now. This is the 503 horsepower all-wheel drive BMW X3M competition. If you don't know what the X3M is, it's probably, in my opinion, the best X3 or the best SUV ever made. The X3 has always been a great mid-size SUV. It's very practical, it's great value for money, and then BMW basically saw the M3 and then the X3, and they went, that's exactly what happened. Taking a look around the X3M, the styling is fantastic. It doesn't look anything like the X3M40. It doesn't have like the cerium gray accents or anything like that. On the X3M competition, you get blacked out kidney grills. You get the 21-inch wheels. I think they came with the Continentals. This one has the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. You also get the black mirror caps. Everything on this car just sits a little bit wider. It's a bit more aggressive. Another one of the main attributes and one of the main differences is the brakes. No M car is complete without the BMW, well, technically Brembo, 4-piston brakes. These things are huge. And in the car, they make a lot of sound. Obviously, BMW M brakes are known for squeaking a lot. And it's kind of funny because we usually sell cars to people and it's their first M car and they bring it back immediately. They're like, my brakes won't stop squeaking. And we're just like, no, that's completely normal. These brakes just squeak. That's what they do. There's a stark difference between this and the X3 M40 brakes. These grab a lot harder and they stop a lot quicker than those. This is the heart and soul of the X3M. The BMW S58, well, the engine cover for the BMW S58. This was the first time we would ever see the S58 engine. In this spec, I think it makes right around 480 horsepower for the non-comp. For this one, it makes 503 horsepower. This hinted at what the M3 would become. The G80 M3 took its engine from this, and so the S58 is used in a couple different applications. This is the first time, though, that it was used. Mwah! Beautiful. This is a practical SUV. You have plenty of functionality out of this. You have the comfort access, where you can just open it by kicking the bottom of it. And inside the trunk, you have plenty of space for all my camera equipment. It's a practical SUV. I love these things because you just have so much. The only thing that I wish that this really had was a trailer hitch. They don't add the trailer hitches to the X3Ms. I don't know why. It would make them a little bit more, practical, but the storage space is fantastic. You can fit many things back here, and you can also fold down the seats and have more storage space if you want. Another really cool thing about these M BMWs is the quad exhaust tips. On this one, on the competition, they're finished in black. In the regular one, they would have been finished in chrome, but they look fantastic on the back of this car. It makes the car look wide, just chunky, big, ready to eat. Another thing that makes this kind of cool is it has the BMW M mirrors. You have this little, I don't know what you call this, fin? Wind deflector? I don't know. But it gives it just a little bit better aerodynamics, and it helps the air kind of channel through in a certain way. I don't really know the physics behind this. I just know it looks cool. This car in particular has a lot of options. So this one has the carbon fiber trim. You can get it without that, which I don't know why you'd ever want it without that. You have the two-tone leather bucket seats that look fantastic. You can get this in a couple different options. You also have the Harman Kardon system. You have the head-up display. You have heated and ventilated seats in an M car, in an M SUV. You also have gesture control. You have remote engine start. This has everything that I personally would want in an SUV. You get the M bits in the car. You have the awesome steering wheel with the M1 and M2. You can set the drivetrain functions. You have control over the steering, engine, transmission, traction control, everything. You can set it up in the BMW iDrive system. And this, again, is the BMW iDrive 7 system, the most driver-friendly iDrive system BMW has ever made. You have the awesome screen in the front. You can see all your readouts, your gauge. You have the head-up display, and you have the easiest-to-use BMW center screen. It's all wrapped up in a package that's, it's not the most comfortable SUV to drive, but it is just the most special one to drive. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm just giddy to drive this thing. Whenever I first started at BMW, I always wanted an M3, and this came out, and I've always wanted an X3M. It's just the best of everything. The reason I prefer this over the X5M is because this one's a little bit more nimble, especially in the corners, and it's lighter. The S58 is such an efficient engine. It's like one of the best BMW engines of all time, if not the best BMW engine of all time. I'm just in love with the platform. Enough talking, let's take it out on a drive. All my camera stuff just shifted to the back. The S58 is such a fantastic engine. It has such smooth power delivery. It has the twin turbos, it has plenty of horsepower. You can tune this up to whatever you want horsepower-wise if you put in enough money. I mean, it's just like a vending machine. You put in as much as you have and then you get as much as you can out of it. The value for money for this car is there. Let's take a look at the mileage real quick and see how much this has, because this one's listed for 55 grand online. Only has 34,600 miles on it. For a 2021, it's only 3 years old. It has all the power that you could want. I don't know, it hits all the boxes for me. And that's why it's so hard, because I don't need another car. I don't really need to trade in my 540 right now, but this is the only thing I would really, really want to trade it in on. This is a 2021. This one has a little bit more conservative looks. It looks a lot more like the first F90 M5. BMW keeps trying to push design just a little bit further, and I'm still stuck in this generation. I'm still stuck in, you know, the appreciation for the F80 M3 and this X3M. It also, with the M driver's package, has a top speed of 177 miles an hour. Nice. The X3M is not as comfortable as the X3M40, we'll put it that way. You feel a lot more of the road, and for an M car, you really want that. You want to be able to feel everything. I'm gonna have to restrain myself. For now, we're gonna drive like a regular person. You do sacrifice a little bit of the comfort with the X3M. The M40 has a little bit softer suspension. It's not really tuned for like track use. This one is. So it's gonna handle corners very, very well. You're gonna feel every bit of the corner going into it, but you're also gonna feel all the bumps, and it's not as insulated. So it is overall a little bit more harsh ride. But for people like me, who really only care about the sporty drive and are always going fast, I don't care about the comfort, not as much.
Caution, dangerous traffic situation ahead.
What the heck? Wonder what that means. Maybe it's a state trooper. That's always a dangerous traffic situation. All right, so if I press this M2 button twice, that puts it into the all-out track mode. This has the ZF 8-speed transmission that's gonna be tuned a little bit faster for this car, and it's gonna be able to handle the 503 horsepower just a little bit better, but it is quicker overall than like my 540 would be, the tune on it. Oh man, the power delivery is so good in this car. It's just, you don't even feel you're going that fast. Right now, I'm going too fast. I love how quickly this thing shifts though. It's not a dual clutch transmission. They had the dual clutches in the F80s with the S55 and, you know, the F82 with the S55 engine as well. In the previous generation M5, they also had it. In the current gen, they have basically ZFs in every single car. I think the only thing that has the dual clutch right now is gonna be the M235 and the X1 and X2 M35. But again, this is a lighter unit. It handles the power very well. It's not as quick as a dual clutch, but it's very, very close. So it's a little bit more comfortable. It's not as much maintenance. I mean, it's a good transmission. So let's give it the beans. Dude, I could so get used to this. Oh, I hope you can hear that sound. The S58 sounds so much better than the S55 engine. It has more definition, has more growl to it. The S55 sounded like you were suffocating a hive of bees. Now we're gonna do a 0 to 60 in this car. We put it into M2 mode, which turns the traction control off. You have it in the sportiest setting in all settings, basically. You're gonna put your foot down all the way on the brake, all the way on the gas, launch active. There's 60. Oh, we hit it way faster than what I said. This thing squats like crazy. Like the back end sinks like this whenever you take off. It's the coolest feeling in the world. And it does 0 to 60 in, they say 3.7 seconds. I feel like it was faster than that. I'm just saying, this thing is incredible. The X3M represents everything that I love about BMW. The drivability is there. The price point is there. Like, again, what can you get for that price point that's going to give you, you know, this much power, this much practicality, and this much drivability? I don't think there's anything else that you can get. Oh, somebody's car was on fire. That's what it was. Okay, yeah, that was the hazard. That was probably the hazard. BMW did everything right with this. I don't know of anything. The only thing that I might change is being able to switch it to just rear-wheel drive, but I've seen people on the internet rip some nasty drifts with these, and they look really cool, and I want to learn how to do that. I'm not going to do it in this one because I don't feel comfortable with it yet, and it's not my car. But that'd be cool. It'd be cool to try it. No, I'm not going to do it. In my humble opinion, a pre-owned X3M competition that's in good shape is the best value for money, horsepower, and practicality vehicle that you can get. That's my opinion. That's why you should get one.